Beep, 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 beep. Welcome to the Court of the EDI Jester. Today we talk to you here about the United Nations. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, right? The Daily Fail reporting by James Rennie, Social Affairs Correspondent, on the 2nd of February. I can't believe it's February. 2nd of February, soon be Christmas. 2nd of February, right? The United Nations, who are at this point, in my mind, just a shite show, you know? UN Trans Health Panel, trans health. The only thing that's real about trans health is what follows after they've ruined you, innit? Other than that, it doesn't need to exist. So we want to shut the front door, and then through time deal with those that got through for whatever reason and for whatever terrible reason or whatever it may be, have got through, and eventually there'll be no need for it at all. Isn't that how we go now? So you shut the front door. No. Done. Sorry. No such thing as gender. No such thing as gender affirming care. No such thing as trans healthcare. There's only healthcare for men and women, males and females. You get it right? Boys and girls, males and females. Stop it, and then it will gradually disappear. So this bunch of cronies over UN Trans Health Panel accused of cronyism. 80% of the World Health Organization experts flagged for conflicts of interest, eyeing profits from hormones and sex change ops they're pushing as a global standard. There's a song in there called We're in the Money. We're going to change it, aren't we, to Follow the Money, Follow the Money, because that's what essentially this is about. A UN panel setting global care standards for trans adults has been accused of cronyism, with 4/5 of its members being flagged for conflicts of interest and even having a financial stake in the group's work. The whole thing's a grift. This is a high-level grift. This is the WHO we're talking about, right? The LGBT Courage Coalition, oh please, a US-based campaign group, has accused the UN's, oh, well, they're the good guys. Sorry, they got the T on it, see? You can't tell, can you? Get the T off! Right? Has accused the UN's World Health Organization of appointing experts who are set to gain from the guidelines they're tasked with writing. It's like something out of a horror film. Several are medical professionals with practices that provide cross-sex hormones and other care to trans people and stand to gain from such care becoming more widespread, it is alleged. Gosh. Money. Gosh. A lot of organisations struggle when managing intellectual conflicts of interest, but a financial conflict of interest is kindergarten level. Reed, a member of the coalition, told dailymail.com. The fact that they cannot manage basic financial conflicts of interest demonstrates that they are not in a position to manage something as complex as a global guideline, and they need to go back to the drawing board. I can do your global guideline in less than 10 seconds. There are two sexes, male or female. Everything else is immaterial. And then you just put on a Word document, convert it to a PDF, and send that to everyone. From the WHO, there are only two sexes. Nothing else matters. From the WHO. Thank you. That's your global document for trans health, all right? Some 13 members of the panel have significant conflicts of interest, and another 3 appear to be compromised. The World Health Organization can kick them out and let in people with a wide range of expertise, including in autism, which may contribute to gender dysphoria. Just to remind you, gender dysphoria is a symptom. It's not a thing in itself. It's a symptom of something else. So you treat that and you don't treat the real problem. And people who have transitioned and later come to regret it. That's the people that should be doing it. You're damn right. She added another group, the Society for Evidence Gender Medicine, SEGM, S-E-G-M, who we're aware of here, the work they've done, agreed, saying the conflicts of interest could interfere with members' ability to impartially assess the evidence and issue evidence-based recommendations. You can't issue evidence-based recommendation for something that is made up. Can you? It's like somebody goes in, right, and says, "Good morning, I'm Napoleon," right? Or better still, I'm Nelson. Now, the only medical care that person might have is getting their eye poked out, and here's a patch, right? Nurse, bring me a pencil. Right? There's no such thing as trans healthcare. You can't write guidelines for something that doesn't exist. There's only healthcare. Now, there's healthcare that exists that we're going to have to use to help detransitioners, but that's healthcare that is putting right the monstrous Frankenstein experiments that these guys have been playing with. Segem said this was likely by design that these people are there. That the WHO chose experts on one side of a hotly contested medical debate to deliver guidelines that promote affirmation on demand, drugs and surgeries for trans people. No such thing, right? The fact that these affiliations were not viewed as problematic and passed the review sent a strong signal regarding the direction of guidelines, the group said in a statement. WHO officials haven't commented on the controversy. The agency has rules against financial and intellectual conflicts of interest for guidance to guideline writers, but it remains unclear whether they're being enforced. Advocates of gender-affirming care, also known as ghouls, that's not in there, by the way. It should be, should it? Can you imagine if it was at the Times? Advocates of gender-affirming care, brackets, ghouls, close bracket, right, say it can be life-saving for a suicide-prone group. Well, that's a lie. Critics say big medical groups have been hijacked by trans ideologues, which they have, and some people who identify as trans would benefit from counselling. Well, you can identify as what you like. It's only counselling that's going to help you because you've got a mental illness, right? Clinicians who devise guidelines for gender-affirming care are chiefly focused on helping patients and medical ethics. But there are big financial implications to standards that will influence the WHO's 194 membership nations. Cross-sex hormones cost as much as £2,500 each per year. Work it out. For US trans patients, a complete gender reassignment is £100,000. Making gender-affirming care more widely available boosts the profits of drug makers and care providers by millions or even billions of dollars. Follow the money. The coalition says several WHO panellists stand to gain personally from costly drugs and procedures being rolled out more widely. They include Gail Knudsen, a medical doctor and psychiatrist in Vancouver, Canada, whose practice consists largely of approving patients for gender-affirming care. So that's like, welcome to the abattoir. That's the receptionist, isn't it? Oh, do come in. No harm here. Another one is Walter Bochting, right? A doctor of psychiatry and researcher with the New York State Psychiatric Institute who is compromised because his clinical practice is focused on the provision of gender-affirming hormones. So you've got your receptionist. Hello, do come in, right? Then you've got your, right, we'll just give you a quick jab before you get into the, before you get, you're out of a jab, you'll need another one of those every month for the rest of your life. Let's keep jabbing. Just keep jabbing, right? Likewise, Walter Booman of Britain, Elmer de Vries and Chris McLachlan of South Africa, Paco Williams of Uganda, and Rita Janamaya Usul of Thailand all work for clinics that profit from gender care. Alice Kruger, a trained pharmacist in Brazil, would benefit from WHO recommending the wider use of cross-sex hormones as she consults for the Brazilian government on the issue. These swine are everywhere, aren't they? Absolutely everywhere. Isn't that extraordinary? Go read it, right? Daily Fail. Right, but it's in there. Let's put together a group of people who are only interested in making a profit, and let's tell the world how to deal with young people who are so confused they think they're the wrong sex, right? Or old people who have a fetish and paraphilia. So we can make money off of grooming young people and children into believing that trans is a thing, and then they become a patient. I mean, you get them young enough, by 18, 19, they can start the operations. At that point, we've got them for 70 years at $2,500 a year. Work it out. Not bad, is it? Eh? Now, as far as the men go, they tend to be older. So what they're going to want most is the titty skittles so that they can grow orbs of delight, right? And when they've grown their orbs of delight, they then get full-length mirrors and sit there going on the end of the orb. So we've got lifelong patients at the front, and we've got the provision of titty skittles for fetishistic and paraphilic men at the other end. Genius! Put together a group. I laugh, but it's terrible. This whole thing needs to stop. It stinks. Where the hell's the government? I'll see you later.